Hello, beautiful people. Once more this week already. We have a plethora of tabs open here, but don't worry, they're small news, but plentiful. Plenty of good insights and stuff happened today too. So we're gonna go through it one by one. But I neglected to mention yesterday in my other video that Koei Tecmo and Team Ninja are gonna be at TGS. They're gonna have 3 games to show there. I already have this tab open. I don't know why I did that, but yeah, they're gonna have Neo 3, Hyrule Warriors, Age of Imprisonment, and Ninja Gaiden 4. Now, if you live in Japan, of course, Tokyo is where this is taking place because it's called Tokyo Game Show. And yeah, business day, the date's right here. And if you want to remember it, just give it a quick search on Google. Literally type in a total of 7 letters and numbers. Um, and it tells you the date for it. The website takes you there. You can buy a ticket. You can look at the thing, and yeah, that's everything. Capcom is going to be there too. They're going to have 3 Monster Hunter announcements or showcases. Requiem, Resident Evil Requiem or 9. Pragmata is going to be there. Yeah, they're gonna have a lot of things to show there too, and Onimusha, of course. But I'm sure most of you just care about Ninja Gaiden, so getting back to the thing. And yeah, they have merch. They have DOA merch. They have all these pictures and drawings and official arts and figures, stickers, plushies. They have all this stuff, but cool stuff, right? Are these mouse pads? Rubber mouse pads, right? That's awesome. Wow, this Ryu one looks awesome. Hmm, tempting, but none of this. But yeah, TGS is gonna happen Thursday, September 25, 2025, till Sunday, September 28th. So next month, exactly within a month, TGS is gonna happen. As far as speculation goes, it's probably gonna be the same situation at Gamescom. It usually is. Gamescom happens, whatever happens at Gamescom is gonna exactly happen the same way during TGS. Minor like improvements might happen. It is possible. Like in Monster in this case last year, people that played on the Gamescom demo said the game was a little bit laggy and stuttery. And when TGS rolled around, the game was better built. But they did show new stuff there. So again, we might see new things happen here. I don't know why I keep clicking on that. They might show new moves, maybe, or maybe they talk about it, or hey, maybe they'll allow people to record their footage there. Because at Gamescom, people that played Ninja Gaiden 4 were not allowed to take pictures of the gameplay or record it. So whatever we have floating around is actually a blessing when it comes to people like the button inputs and all that. So that being said, that's it for TGS. Again, if you do live in Tokyo or if you are capable and have time and energy to attend TGS, um, I hope you have a blast playing this game or for whatever reason you go in there. And as a personal request, if you do manage to get gameplay recordings, may I please use your video to quench people's thirst in these strong coming months till this game releases. But yeah, that aside, that's that. That's Tokyo Game Show. And now today, just like a few hours ago, GameInformer had a stream. The stream was a countdown to the next cover, and I had a arousing suspicion that it was going to be Ninja Gaiden related because it is the most anticipated game coming out this year. Like, I cannot think of any other franchise that's more anticipated than this. Like, within their own group, like, sure, probably people care about whatever they like more, but globally, this is a miracle. This is like literally a dead man coming back to the industry. So yeah, this was the big thing, and it is a cool cover they made. They just combined both Ryu and Yakumo. They even said that we know the game is about Yakumo, but we couldn't have a Ninja Gaiden cover without Ryu. So even GameInformer knows that Ryu Hayabusa is Ninja Gaiden. No matter what happens, he has to be included. So that's that. And there is a link here. The stream is up on Twitch if you want to go watch it. There's a link here too, which takes you right here. Right? And yeah, you can read the article. You can read all this stuff. I'm not gonna do it because um, it is their business, right? I don't want to like step over what they share. There's also a article that you need to be subscribed to, which is this one, to read the story for it. It will be an interesting read, most likely. As for new info, probably not much, but GameInformer tends to do drag a little bit more information out of developers, um, more than other companies can or other journalists can. So, yeah, if you already subscribe, give it a good read, and yeah, let me know if there's anything new in there. But with discretion. We don't want to ruin their business here. Anyways, so that's that. Cool picture. You can absolutely save this. So you can also save this. It is on Twitter, so go for it. And as far as that goes, that's all that. And now we had the coolest little tweet made by PlatinumGames, which I did. This is one of the things that blindsided me last night. They tweeted this out. Say hello, everyone. This is Nakao, producer slash director of Ninja Gaiden 4. When you think of Ninja Gaiden, the first thing that comes to mind is the ultimate guidance ability. Dot dot dot. Right? Ultimate guidance is UT charge, or for people that don't know the terminology, ultimate charge. When you hold your heavy button, and if there's essence around, those orbs, the in the old games it was red, orange or yellow and blue orbs. Those are called the essences. And when you hold heavy triangle Y on Xbox, you absorb said orbs to be able to perform your ultimate technique faster. So officially, the name for that charge is Ultimate Guidance. That's the name of the move. So this is new information to me. Uh, I'm sure Vets definitely knew the name was that. So that was new for me. So it was cool. I think I've heard it before too. It just probably has escaped my mind. But yeah, I'm happy to share with you all that in the latest installment, Ninja Gaiden 4 Ultimate Guidance finally makes its return because it wasn't in Ninja Gaiden 3 at all ever. Like at any point that this was not in it. You had the Bloody Rage mechanic, which is eh. Like it's good that it does triple the damage, but like you only can get it so many times. It took a little bit of depth away, especially since they nerfed Ultimate Technique by slowing the neutral charge time down a lot. Anyways, when I first played the series, I was fascinated by how elegantly this simple risk versus reward mechanic allows for so many split second decisions. Do you pick up the essence for healing, or use ultimate guidance to consume the essence and charge your ultimate attack? Question mark. Yeah, that was a strategy, right? That was the thing. It's like, hey, do you want to get the heal from the blue essence, or do you want to just kill the enemies? The DPS versus offensive versus defense, and people usually go with offense, even if they were one shot, they would just be like, yeah. This game, the system, really stuck with me over the years, and I see it as an inspiration in my own game design. So I've made sure to preserve its strengths in this title as well, and they have in the form of red essence. The red essence are not Nimpo anymore. The red essence give you they do everything. So they can heal you if you normally just walk up to it or just stand still for it to come to you. That heals you a very small portion, but it heals you, and you can also charge it by just doing the ultimate guidance move. In Ninja Gaiden 4, we've taken numerous other techniques from the previous titles and made them easier to use while building upon them further through the Blood Raven form mechanic. We hope both series fans and newcomers alike will give it a try. This is the clip, and before you guys go deaf, I'm gonna reduce the volume. So if you need a little visual for these are the essences for people that don't know. On landing, and yep. I gotta give a shout out to the fact that he's playing this like it's DMC combo video. High time, juggle, rise. This is this is how people do combo videos in DMC. You do high time into prop shredder into high time again, but you launch with it. Yeah, it's or rose throw depending. But yeah, it's like these guys know what they're doing when they're playing the game. To showcase that cool stuff. And I feel obligated to mention this. This is the full game. Why? You don't have the rapier at the start. In the demo footage, the rapier is given to you, so you have it here. This is the full game. This is the finished product, minus probably the day one patch, right, or whatever else they have left doing before they actually make a game Ninja Gaiden 4 1.00 version of this. So yeah, this is the full product, and it looks smoother. It looks there's no stuttering. There's nothing going on. So performance wise, already it looks awesome. It is staged. It is the first chapter, so it could get worse later on. But I doubt it. I hardly doubt it. This game will have stability issues because most people played it on the base PS4, and most people said this game looks and feels amazing. And I quote, better than any other Ninja Gaiden before it. So, end quote. But that's that little insight from Nakao himself, and it was posted by Platinum. I haven't seen Platinum post a clip yet, so this was new, like a new clip. And with that said, that comes to an end there too. I'm sure people are extremely happy about some stuff, and that goes that. And now, I had to freeze frame on this because I think like this is one of the coolest shots. I did use it in my thumbnail, so that's that. Aki Lightning here. Hope he doesn't mind me bringing him up in the videos, but he was nice enough to go download the BiliBili video that I was showing yesterday, and I didn't have an account, so the quality was horrendous. It was absolutely horrible. So he has uploaded it to his channel, and out of respect, I'm not gonna show it on my channel since he went through the effort of downloading it and re-uploading it in beautiful quality, right? So go to his channel. I'll probably link the video there, but I'll ask him first for permission. Go to his channel, Aki Lightning, watch the video, like the video, and just do what you do best, guys. Just support him too, because he's a great Ninja Gaiden 3 player, better than me. So that's that. I would love to go through this, but until he says it's okay, I'm not going to do that. So, or she, I don't know. um, the main events, and I'm gonna mess up my voice doing this, but yeah, we have another IGN article, pretty hefty one. So, I left this at the end of the video because I do want it to be a short video for the most part. So with that said, let me get straight into it. I will timestamp it for people that don't care about the article. And I did a quick read through it once. It wasn't too much new information on it, but there was some different wording information being provided. So with that being said, let's get right into it. So if you wanna get some tea or something, go for it. You've heard what we think of Ninja Gaiden 4 from an expert point of view, but what if you never played Ninja Gaiden a game before? Well, this latest entry in the Notorious Difficulty Action series offer newcomers something they can get their grips with. Will the story make sense if you don't know your Ryu Hayabusa from your Yakimos? You have bigger issues if you don't know. That was my angle of attack going into my Gamescom 2025 session with Team Ninja's Masakazu Hirayama. I said it right, finally. And Platinum Games Yuji Nakao. See, I can say that easier because there's a different Nakao I know as a game developer. So, co-director on his eye-catching new, or on this eye-catching new co-production from Xbox Game Studios, as Nakao expertly dispatched a boss on a big screen overlooking our behind closed door presentation. I couldn't help but marvel at the slick, fast-paced ninja action I was seeing, but I also felt intimidated. I'm no stranger to action games. I love Capcom's Devil May Cry series, for example, but I know Ninja Gaiden operates on a whole other level. This is true, even as I'm number one DMC guy here, but when it comes to being a fan and like dedicated, DMC in comparison to Ninja Gaiden is like a whole different ball game. They don't remotely play the same. not at all. Maybe 4 will close that gap a bit, but still, no. It's vastly two different universes when it comes to gameplay. I also know that Microsoft, which is publishing Ninja Gaiden 4, hopes that this latest entry appeals not just to hardcore fans of the franchise, but to the wider action game fan base. That it will essentially convince the likes of me to give it a shot. And so my line of question is probably a little different compared to what you've already seen from the illustrious Ninja Gaiden expert IGN has on staff. Read on to find out how Team Ninja and Platinum Games convinced the worrisome action game fan to give Ninja Gaiden 4 a shot. IGN asks, I'm a newcomer to the series. For people who have never played Ninja Gaiden game before, but have perhaps heard about it by repetition as a very difficult action game, will they be able to get some enjoyment out of this? Or is this very much aimed at people who are veterans of the series who know how to play? That's never the case usually. They want new people so they can make more sales. So Masakazu Hirayama-san answers, so with Ninja Gaiden 4, first and foremost, we wanted to stay true to the tradition of intense combat, but with that said, it has been quite a while since the last mainline Ninja Gaiden came out. 13 goddamn years. And we also want to make sure that a wide audience can approach our game and enjoy it. That's why they target both aspects. So, to that end, we prepared not only difficulty options, but other features for those new players. In terms of difficult settings, okay, disclaimer here, this piece of information is so fucking important because I keep telling people when it comes to difficulty, just choose how you want to fucking play it, right? Sorry, I got a little off track. Getting back to it. There's a mode called Hero Mode. So when you choose Hero Mode, it'll automatically enable a number of assists. So these assists include Auto Guard, Auto Dodge, and another assist that allows you to perform more complicated actions, moves more easily. And these individual assists, once you select Hard Mode, you're not stuck with these assists. You can actually go into the menu at any time and toggle them on and off individually. So if you start out on Hero Mode, and then you feel like, oh, I want to start dodging manually now instead of having automatic dodge, you can go into the menu and toggle it off and see how you fare. But not only that, the difficulty setting themselves in your first playthrough, you can freely change between hero mode, normal mode, and hard mode. So for example, you start your game on hero mode with all the assists. After you beat the first chapter, you turn off the assists. And then after you beat the next chapter, you feel like you've developed as a player and it's getting too easy. You can go to the menu, change to normal, and then after that, if you feel like you need more of a challenge, you can go back and change it to hard. And then you can just adjust it on the fly. So you can really curate your combat experience based on your own on your own progression as a player. There's no own there. So for newcomers who may feel like this game might be too difficult for them, I want to assure them that the tools are available for them to train themselves and allow them to progress as a player and enjoy the core intensity of the combat, while also providing that tools to allow them to progress through the game. So I'm gonna go on a tangent here, so just bear with me. I've millions of times, every time people say, oh, the game's too easy, oh, the game's too easy, I'm like, handicap yourself, buddy. The tools are there in the game for you to handicap yourself, to give yourself a challenge. The game doesn't need to be so hard that you get the enjoyment out of it, but everybody else suffers. Souls games, right? They're not even hard funny enough. But Monster Hunter was a good case of this. Everybody universally said, oh, Monster Hunter Wilds is so easy. It's so easy. Hunts end fast. Monsters don't die too quick. They flinch a lot. And then Capcom, as classic Capcom will be, in a panic state, added plenty of new monsters and difficulties that completely take away core aspects of Monster Hunter as a general game. And not only that, on top of that, they sped up monsters. They made monsters not get like they flinch a lot. So the wound creation, which is a unique system to Monster Hunter Wilds, barely functions now on the harder difficulties or on the harder like 9-star monsters and stuff because people complained it was too hard, simply due to the fact that they refuse to adjust their own difficulty. So the reason why hero mode and all these assist options are here is because they have created at least four different difficulties. You have hero mode, normal, hard, and after you beat any of those three, you unlock Master Ninja. Your vet players are gonna rush through the game, select Master Ninja, and never look back, right? Your average player, your newcomer, your first time player, your first time control holder, whatever you want to say, they're gonna be like, okay, let me try normal. Because it's normal, it attracts you with being like, oh, it's normal mode, let me play it. And they play it and they get their shit pushed in, right? So they're like, all right, this is hard. And then the game says, hey, easy mode is now selectable. You want to go play hero mode? It's like, sure, let's play hero mode. And then they play hero mode and like, okay, I'm still getting my ass beat. And then the game tells you, it's like, hey, you want to, these settings are available. You want to use them? So it's the auto dodge, auto block, and all that shit, right? It's like literally automatic for DMC. It shows you what you can do. Because if you're a player that doesn't know what's going on, I've been in that situation, believe it or not. If you're a player that don't know what's going on, they don't know what moves you can do and stuff, the game automatically does those moves for you, and then visually you're recognizing that, hey, yeah, how did this Izuna drop thing happen? I've never seen that move before. Because they probably didn't bother going to the move list, right? And then they see that and like, that's cool. How do I do that? So then they search for it. The discovery sequence begins, right? So this is why tools like hero mode and assist are in the game to help those players become a fan as time goes on. So, don't judge it too soon because it has something to help lesser players get better. Believe me, I've been a lesser player. I've been a dog shit player when I was a kid, right? But here I am. I'm still dog shit. Anyways, moving on before I ramble. Tangents over. On to the next part of it. Also, this is the gameplay footage. Oh no, this is what is this? Let me click on this. Okay, this is the interview. I've already gone through this, so I'm not gonna go through it. IGN asks, and for newcomers who aren't familiar with Ninja Gaiden, but perhaps familiar with the action game genre, what sets Ninja Gaiden apart? Everything. What are the signature mechanics that other games in the genre perhaps don't have? And this is very funny because all the people that cry identity, you're gonna hear from the horse's mouth now. The director himself is gonna tell you what the fuck is the identity of the game. Ninja Gaiden is a series that has been developed by Team Ninja up until now. One of the main characteristics that sets Ninja Gaiden apart from the action game is just that feeling you get when you're gripping the controller and the sense of precision and responsiveness. Ninja Gaiden, they did it again. They did the Gaiden thing again. They're doing it on purpose. They had it on this video too. It was called Ninja Gaiden 4. Ninja Gaiden. I lost where I was. God damn it. Ninja Gaiden has an intrinsic? I don't know how that word is. Word of the day. I gotta search that up later. Feeling of control, but at the same time, it's elegant and precise, and that's what really sets it apart. Gotta write this down. I have no shame to admit that I don't know certain words. So, learning. And since this is a collaborative effort, it's not just Team Ninja, it's PlatinumGames that's developing the game. PlatinumGames has injected their own flavor into Ninja Gaiden 4, and that's best represented in the Blood Raven form, which is the main new system in Ninja Gaiden 4, where Yakumo can unleash these over-the-top, really expressive attacks. Ninja Gaiden 4 uses that over-the-top expression with that elegant precision of Ninja Gaiden. So, to put that in layman's terms for my good folks, Platinum injected a amped up mode, so your wicked wave attacks from Bayonetta, right? Your Sin DT move, your Rage of Sparta. They added a super state on top of Ninja Gaiden's core gameplay. Your UTs, your OTs, your Izuna drop, your movement, your guillotine throws, your wind pass, whatever combat and essence that makes Ninja Gaiden was improved upon by a layer of platinum. So, in cake terms, you have a piece of cake. You have a whole cake, actually, right? It's a chocolate cake. It's a cool ass cake. It's delicious. And then this other bakery was like, hey, do you mind if I rub some vanilla cream on it and put a cherry on top? And now you have a chocolate cake covered in vanilla with cherry on top of it. If you don't like vanilla, tough, right? Don't eat the vanilla. Cut the bottom of the cake and eat that, right? It and going back to game terminology, if you don't like Blood Raven Gleaming, don't use it. You're gonna get fucked for it, but it's gonna feel like you're playing Ninja Gaiden 2 and 3 again, most likely, because you had no answers for blocking enemies in 3, right? You had no answer for a lot of enemies in 2 because you mostly can do would be block counter or step dodge. Like, it's you deal with it, or you get super armored and get fucking destroyed. So, um, the option is there for you to make it as hard as possible for yourself by neglecting yourself to not use these new tools. And everything that's making Ninja Gaiden is there. And again, the director himself is saying that we just built on top of this, right? We just put it on top of it. We didn't try to take anything away. And the only thing they sound like they've taken away is directional inputs, but I already talked about that enough. Directional inputs are ass on combo startup. There's no world where you can prove me otherwise. They're actually horrible because you want to target Ryu in a certain way. You either have to manipulate with Shuriken Toss, which is a coin toss if there's more than 3 enemies there, which one you're going to target. And if you want to hit someone with your normal string, guess what? You have to actually waste time going back to neutral or Shuriken Toss or jump in the direction, hope you land in the perfect spot so you can neutral hit, which kind of got eliminated in 3 because you have on landing moves now. So yeah, removing direction inputs just makes it for you that, hey, if you see an enemy in that direction, hold that direction and hit him. Instead of hold that direction and do this whole new string that's garbage in comparison to what you can normally do in neutral. So yeah, that's that. Going back to the interview, and I'm going to shut up. IGN, on the story, this is Ninja Gaiden 4. So newcomers will be aware that this will be the 4th mainline game in the series. Do you feel that newcomers will be able to understand this story without having played the previous games in the series? Or would they benefit from catching up? Yes, you would benefit. Go buy everything. No, I'm kidding. And how does the story differ from what's gone before? What do you hope to achieve with the story this time around? Go play Vanilla 3. Sincerely, me, because I want you to suffer. Hariyama-san says, new players can rest assured that they can just jump into Ninja Gaiden 4 and enjoy the story from the jump. It's not directly connected to the prior games. The world and the setting is the same, but the story itself stands alone. So as long as you know that Ryu Hayabusa is the badass ninja, then you're good to go with Ninja Gaiden 4. And we all know, the whole world knows, IGN, you mentioned previously that it's been some time since the last mainline Ninja Gaiden game. What have you been able to achieve with this game that it wasn't possible before that makes use of all the new technology that has been created since then? This is actually a really good question from my end. And please answer it, Nakao, like in a good way, not corporate shit. Nakao, in prior Ninja Gaidens, you weren't able to seamlessly switch your weapons on the fly, and I can already heal the torches and pitchfork being picked up. With the new technology and the new hardware that's available, we're actually able to realize that, which really opens up the possibilities in combat. That's what I've been saying. And then another point is how violence is depicted. So Ninja Gaiden 4, as well as other prior Ninja Gaidens, when you dismember an enemy and you cut into them, and there's blood spatters, we really were able to amp that up in Ninja Gaiden 4 and provide an even more elevated sense of satisfaction and catharsis when you are devastating your enemies. So, footage here, I gotta find the OT situation so I can actually display this. Give me gameplay. Okay, there we go, perfect. So what he's talking about, okay, I'm gonna use this part of the video because this is close by. Hope you don't mind it. That right there. When you OT now, you get a cinematic camera, right? And when the guy dies, you get blood directly spattered towards the screen, and you get on-screen blood. Thankfully, this goes away as soon as your character goes back to neutral. You see it already goes away, and they actually sped this up too in the more recent builds. So by the time you have control back of your character, all the blood is gone from screen, so you can actually, tell what's going on around you. So that's how they improved it, and sound design and just everything else. But I can't really display those. You need to have headphones on and hands on with that to understand. So yeah. In Ninja Gaiden 4, June 2025 scenario the screenshots, they've already showed these, but I'll bring it up. I'll bring him up. I know we're hungry. Eat well, my children. That's all that. IGN asks, you're collaborating with Platinum this time for Ninja Gaiden 4. What made Platinum the perfect choice? What is it that they're bringing to the table that's unique that no other development perhaps could? Capcom could. Masakazu Hirayama-san answers, Platinum Games, they have a lot of accomplishments in the action game genre, that's what I said, and they're really known for their expressive, stylish action. So with Ninja Gaiden 4, because it's a collaborative effort, we really wanted to allow Platinum Games to bring that to the table in development. And we previously touched on Blood Ribbon form. We think Blood Ribbon form is the best representation of how we were able to incorporate it, but not just incorporate it for the sake of adding new things, really incorporating it into the foundation of Ninja Gaiden. So it doesn't just exist on top of it, but it exists within it. And again, to like dub this, Ninja Gaiden always lacked one thing in a fluent matter, is that you could not deal with enemies doing bullshit. So enemies blocking, enemies super armoring, enemies dodging. There was always an unconventional way to go get around these things. And if you get good at the game, you can consistently do it, but it doesn't change the fact that it's unconventional in the first place. You can get good at anything. You can claim it's easy. That's fine. It doesn't make the already existing thing change. If something's ass, it stays ass. You might get better at dealing with the ass. This metaphor is horrible, but you get the point, right? Like you can sprinkle. Let's go back to the cake. Let's go back to the cake, right? You can sprinkle sugar on top of poop. It's still poop. It's sweet poop, but it's whatever. I'm gonna move on from this, but yeah. So what Blood Raven and Gleaming are doing is, because enemies now block now, and when they're blocking, their aura changes. You have a tool to break guards, break armor, break enemies dodging too much. They gave you that direct tool that Ninja Gaiden was missing, and players definitely need it. And if you play Ninja Gaiden 3, Razor's Edge, you will absolutely notice that, yeah, these guys start blocking me after 2 hits, and there's nothing I can do unless resetting or wait for them to do something so I can punish it, right? In 4, now you have this tool to deal with enemies dealing with your bullshit. So it's a back and forth now. It's like, hey, you want to be aggressive, they're not allowing you to be aggressive, but now you have a limited source or resource of tool to, continue on with your aggression while also punishing the enemy, right? So it all depends on you reacting to that. Anyways, so moving on with that, now that I've done a semi-good job of explaining that, IGN asks, why was now the right time to make Ninja Gaiden a mainline entry? They did make Rage Round. How will Ninja Gaiden 4 expand the audience for Ninja Gaiden as a whole, so it is more popular than it has been in the past years? Hirayama, in terms of the timing of bringing a new Ninja Gaiden into the world, it wasn't necessarily that we wanted this to happen right now. It was more of a result of a series of events. And I've talked about this 4 times already, but it's a very good read, so I'm going to bring it up. I find it's very beautiful that it happened the way it did. At Team Ninja, we had wanted to make a new Ninja Gaiden game for quite a long time because all the fans are asking for it all the time. And when that opportunity started to present itself, there was a conversation that took place between the presidents of Koei Tecmo and Hisashi Koinuma. Koinuma? Okay, so it's either Koinuma or Koinuma. And the president of the Platinum Games, Atsushi Inaba. They're actually friends. And they were talking about, hey, wouldn't it be great if you could work on something in the future together as a collaborative effort, right? That's when the idea of creating a new Ninja Gaiden together came up. And then Phil Spencer, magically, from Xbox, caught wind of this idea and just threw his support behind the project. That's what got it off the ground. So it was an idea that was floating between 2 friends with great resources at their disposal, right? But nor the time nor the money, most likely, right? And then Uncle Phil, being the game lover he is, whether he loves games because of the money or just out of enthusiasm, I don't care. He made this shit happen. So forever, Phil is going to be the Uncle Phil that we love. And he was pretty excited about announcing this too when he was talking about it. He hyped up this project a lot before it happened at the start of this year. Like he was teasing, like, yo, our next game, we have a really good IP hidden. Like he was hinting at it, and scratching my head for like months. I was like, there's no way, right? There's no fucking way this is happening. And then, come the start of this year, that Xbox event went up and they started with Ninja Gaiden. And then they were like, hey, but wait, more. There's Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. And it's like, holy shit. And then Ragebound, I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Like, then they came in full force. So, going to the next one. Like you said, it's been a long time since the last Ninja Gaiden game. To the end of providing a fresh entry point for new players, we introduced a new protagonist. This protagonist was a proposal from PlatinumGames. Actually, I couldn't fucking tell, man. Holy shit, really? Yakumo? And I think we were able to allow PlatinumGames to really incorporate their own take on Ninja Gaiden through Yakumo. You don't say. He's a mixed match of Bayo and Raiden. A little bit of 2B sprinkled in there. But sadly not the ass. But of course, Ryu Hayabusa is the icon of the series. So we've also made sure that Ryu Hayabusa is playable and has a strong presence in the game as well. So I think through this collaborative effort, we've been able to provide a fresh experience, but it still feels like Ninja Gaiden. And it will be a fresh entry point for new players. So, summary, no, you don't need to play the first 3 games, but you should. Just as Good Samaritan, you should give it a shot before this game comes out. And in the case of, you should definitely play a lot of 3 and 2. For your own sake, play 2 instead. Just to get familiarized with movements. 3 is closer to how 4 is going to play, but if you want to just have a good time and just not want to hurt yourself playing 3, just play 2. You should be fine with playing 2 as well. You just have to speed it up when 4 comes out. And this is the other interview. This is also, they were answering. This is a Q&A. They were answering a lot of questions regarding this. I've also covered this, so we're gonna move straight on. IGN asked, why did you accept the proposal for a new protagonist for PlatinumGames, and what exactly is it about the new character that sets him apart from Ryu Hayabusa? Hirayama-san answers, in terms of the reason why we accepted Platinum's proposal to bring a new protagonist, it was really what I touched upon earlier, providing that fresh entry point for new players, but also because this is a collaborative effort, really allowing Platinums to bring their own ideas to the table, and Yakumo was a vehicle to allow that to happen. Nakao adds on, so with Ryu Hayabusa, he really retains his distinct qualities from the prior games. In Ninja Gaiden 4, he's really all about the power and the sense of speed. So when you're playing as Ryu Hayabusa in Ninja Gaiden 4, you can really experience that raw, primitive ninja experience. I have to add something to this after this one. Contrasting with Ryu, Yakumo has this savviness. There's a cleverness to the way he fights with his arsenal. And he also has those more expressive combat techniques through the blood ribbon form. And through that, he has this stylish take of the Ninja Gaiden combat. So even though they both share the Ninja Gaiden fundamentals, which they do, your UTs are there, your OTs are there, your Izunas are there, your core movesets are there. So you can suck my dick if you say the identity is not there. There's a cleverness to the way he fights with his arsenal. And he also has those more expressive combat techniques through a blood ribbon form. And through that, he has this stylish take of the Ninja Gaiden combat. Wait, I read the wrong line. Sorry. So even though they both share the Ninja Gaiden fundamentals, this is a very distinct difference that you will feel when you're picking up the controller and pressing the buttons and seeing how they respond to those inputs. So on the point of Ryu feels more powerful and Yakumo feels more technical and has savviness, this is a reflection to the fact that Ryu literally hits harder. Like, he actually does more damage with his swings, which he should. His biceps are the size of a truck, and he has one of the most powerful weapons in the franchise in his hand at all times, right? Yakumo is like a twig compared to him. Like, even if they shot when they're like, clashing with their sword, Ryu's bicep is the size of Yakumo. Like, if he flexes, that's a Yakumo in his arm, right? So that I'm not glazing Ryu up. I'm literally just stating the fact. And so Yakumo makes up for the fact that he lacks Ryu's quote unquote "it's just training" fitness shit. Yakumo makes it up in the fact that his weapons, the way he uses his weapons, are very technical. So when you activate Bloodraven form, if you press the jump button, he does the pole arm stance. You do a launcher. You jump. You throw yourself. You catapult yourself into the air with all your weapons in a different manner, right? And he also has ranged abilities. So when you hold Bloodraven form, which is your left trigger, and you press circle, which is your projectile, you also have unique projectiles depending on what weapon you're on. So he specifically uses tools, right? He literally has a weapon called Assassin's Tools. So he uses his tools to his advantage to make up for the fact that he's physically less capable than Ryu, right? He doesn't have the same cutting strength. He doesn't have the same like strength either, right? He's fast. He's not fast than Ryu, but like he's fast. He is strong, but he's not Ryu strong. Ryu doesn't need to like, if I can compare 1-to-1, Yakumo has a legless OT that he kicks them in the face upwards. They come up to Yakumo's height pretty much, and he slashes them. Ryu has a similar OT with Dragon Soul where he kicks them 40 feet in the air, and as they're landing, he slashes straight through them in half without struggling. So in gameplay, they're displaying that Ryu hits the gym every day. He does 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 10K every day, right? And Yakumo doesn't do any of that, so he has to be smart. It's literally the Saitama and Genos thing. If you watch One Punch Man, you know what I'm talking about. So, back to the article. IGN. And what is this split in terms of playtime? This is very important. This was the only new piece of information we got. Roughly, is there one character will spend more time with than the other? The answer is yes. Hirayama-san answers, in terms of the story, Yakumo is the protagonist, so the playtime split, Yakumo will have more playtime, so more than half the story you'll be playing as Yakumo. With that said, quickly, just immediately cover that shit up that you just said, because people are not going to be happy about that. With that said, there are dedicated segments in the story for Ryu, and you won't be playing as Ryu Hayabusa just for a short time, and then you'll be done with it. There'll be a very robust amount of content for you to enjoy playing as Ryu. And you can also, this is my note, there is chapter challenge, right? You can just play Ryu the whole time on every mission. You can, after you beat the story once, you can pretend Yakumo doesn't exist. Probably not a smart thing to do, but you can do that. If that helps you move on with your day and not complain about Yakumo being in the game, you can just beat the game once and you can pretend like he doesn't exist and miss out on all the tech. But anyways, and once you've completed the story once, they had to just break that. You've actually unlocked chapter challenge mode. Look at that. This will allow you to freely play different chapters in the game, and you'll be able to play as either character. So you could, after your first play, play through all the chapters as Ryu. Conversely, you could play Ryu's story chapters as Yakumo. So there's a lot of content that you can enjoy after your first playthrough. This is why I said I'm going to rush through normal mode, because I need to sit down with Ryu and have tea. And by that, I mean I need to lab that motherfucker for hours upon hours. Don't know what Xbox tier is. Okay, whatever. Moving on. IGN asks, I'd love to know your favorite new mechanic. It's the Bloodraven, bro. It's the fucking Bloodraven. I can already see Bloodraven being spammed through. I would like to see favorite mechanic we've not seen in the Ninja Gaiden game before. Hiroyama, my favorite new aspect is the Bloodraven form. Mine is the Gleaming form. Bite me. So Bloodraven form, it really captures the new kind of expressiveness that Platinum has brought to the table. It's just wicked in Ninja Gaiden. But not only that, there was a lot of back and forth with regards to Bloodraven form throughout the development of this game. So Team Ninja would get the build from Platinum. Very fucking important here. And then they'll play the game and provide feedback. But a year ago, Bloodraven form was just so OP'd. Like, as long as you activated the Bloodraven form, you could really just defeat any enemy. And we were looking at it as like, well, if Bloodraven form dominates everything, we're going to lose Ninja Gaiden's essence. Very fucking important again. And then there was a lot of interesting back and forth that we went through to arrive where we're at today. So, I'm not even going to read the rest of that. Remember when I kept saying that Team Ninja has a gun to Platinum's head? And the gun says, if you don't keep the essence of Ninja Gaiden, we're going to pull this trigger. That's essentially how the development process been. It has been a cooperative effort. Yes, it has been two teams working together, putting different ideas in there. But the whole time that Platinum's been breathing, Team Ninja has to say the okay on it. The development, that's why last time I brought this up, I said it was a little disrespectful in my opinion because both teams are very, very renowned in what they do. So the fact that Team Ninja is taking the helm to this extent is a little like, whoa, okay, like, yeesh. So Team Ninja is very serious about this. They are very serious about Ninja Gaiden feeling like Ninja Gaiden. And again, everybody who has actually had hands-on on the game doesn't even think about this part because they are at the end of the day playing Ninja Gaiden, and they can't shut up about it. So you know the game is great. How you feel about the game, that's on you. Nobody's responsible for your emotions besides you. So if you're gonna choose to not like the game because nitpickiness or something that's missing from the game, that's your choice. But when it comes to the developers, they have tried to keep it as true as possible and downright shut down parts of the conversation when the game like this, like, hey, Blood Raven is cool and all, but it's too OP, so it doesn't feel like Ninja Gaiden. So either fucking fix it or get it the hell out of here. And that's a good mindset to have when you want to keep the integrity of your game. Otherwise, you're gonna have dog shit like. I'm not gonna finish that sentence again. Moving on to the article again. I hope you guys don't mind me adding insight in the middle of the article. I know most of you probably will just want me to get through it and just shut up, but I feel like if I add context, it's a little bit better for food for thought. So, but give me feedback. If you want me to just read the article and not say anything in the middle of it, like right now, let me know. You'll see that back to the article. You see that when we were incorporating. Wait, hold up. I think I missed a little bit. No, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't. Okay. You'll see that when we were incorporating Blood Ribbon form into Ninja Gaiden game cycle, for example, when you use Blood Ribbon form and you attack an enemy, it'll increase their likelihood of doing dismemberment. Also, higher dealing rates. Okay. I mean, figures, but yeah. When you dismember an enemy in Ninja Gaiden, you can perform an obliteration technique, short for or long for OT. Obliteration technique is basically just a finisher. Yeah, wow. They actually downplayed it. Like an execution style attack, and then once you execute an enemy, they'll drop blood, orb essence, which is the red orbs in this game. Essence was in previous Ninja Gaidens. No, it wasn't. 3 didn't have it. And it basically functions the same way in Ninja Gaiden 4. And then, once the essence drops, you can convert it into an ultimate technique using ultimate guidance. I know I'm throwing a lot of terminology at you, but we were able to bring this Blood Raven, the Blood Raven from Ninja Gaiden and really incorporate that into the foundation of Ninja Gaiden game cycle. I do wonder, and if anybody gets their hands on the game later, tell me if you can activate Blood Raven form and Gleaming form and charge UT. I'm really curious to see if that's possible. I don't think it is, but I really want to know if it is. Because I think if you hold Gleaming, or okay, I don't know with Rio, but I know with Yakumo, if you hold Blood Raven form and try to charge your sword, he absorbs essence to charge the sword faster in Blood Raven form. But I do want to know if there's like an OT thing. Like if you charge an OT, then you hold Blood Raven, like do you do something completely new? But anyways, yeah, if you get your hands on it, let me know. Finding ways of exploring that was very interesting for a development perspective. Nakao goes to add, in addition to the Blood Raven form, there was also the base form. Within the base form, I feel like we've been able to evolve Ninja Gaiden in terms of new types of techniques that are available. Ninja Gaiden 4 introduces just guards and just dodges. Two of my favorite fucking words to hear in a hack and slash. In Ninja Gaiden, the dodging move is called the reverse wind. In Ninja Gaiden 4, you can actually do a just dodge reverse wind. And this really opens up the variety and possibilities of Ninja Gaiden's combat and serves to continue to evolve that high speed back and forth between offense and defense that really makes Ninja Gaiden distinct. Again, before pitchforks come out, remember, DMC even added this. DMC actually added a Just Guard, and well, Just Guard was there ever since 3 with the Royal Guard, right? But then when Nero came out, they added Table Hopper, which is a very tight timing side roll. You have to be locked on and you have to dodge with X side to side exclusively. And then you get Table Hopper, which is a very good mobility and combo tool and looks extremely cool, but it's your perfect dodge initially, right? And then 3 came out. Oh, sorry, 5 came out. In DMC 5, Dante got built-in dodges. So he has built-in dodges into certain moves. So if you in Balrog, if you do Swordmaster backward kicks, you do a deflect dodge. If you do the box in the Balrog form, when you side roll, bob and weave, that it's a perfect dodge technically, right? And the game slows down to give you visual feedback. Same with Royal Guard. I mean, it's always been there. That's your perfect guard, right? But even Virgil got it. Virgil got a perfect dodge with his I was going to say shadow step, but with his teleport steps, right? And even when he's in DT, Sin DT, he has different. He has animation cancels. Funny enough, it's in terms of Ninja Gaidens. You hit and then you side roll, and he goes into a side sliding move, which if you perfectly time it, the game slows down. So these are actually just mechanics that are so welcome in hack and slashes that they felt the need that if they added to Ninja Gaiden, it would be really good for it, which it is. Because not only they just added moves to it, they added it as functionality. They added strings to it. Ryu does unique moves after that dodge, with gleaming, without gleaming, and perfect dodges. DMC doesn't have that, but different thing. So just as an example, this is not like a new thing that they're platinifying Ninja Gaiden. No, this is in every modern hack and slash game. I don't know why it took him so long to add these Onimusha ass abilities that was developed fucking 25 years ago. But yeah, like here we are. Read that. I think it was here, and this really opens up a variety of possibilities in Ninja Gaiden combat and starts to continue to evolve the high speed back and forth between offense and defense that really makes Ninja Gaiden distinct. Yes, it literally just adds to the game. And I think this is the last paragraph in this article. That's a good thing. Hiroyama says, and building on the new possibilities that are available in Ninja Gaiden 4, sometimes you'll see enemies glow up in red. I call it the gray attacks. When they're about to unleash a powerful attack, you can actually use Blood Raven form to counter the attack using an offensive ability. This especially becomes apparent in the boss battles. Yes, they do, and they're awesome. Where you cannot just be defensive, but you can actually use aggression to counter an enemy's attack. And because of that, Ninja Gaiden 4's boss battles especially feel very distinct and provide a new kind of intensity compared to our previous entries. Your previous entry boss fights were horrendous. Sincerely, I love some of the fights, but fuck me. And that was it. So there's comments, but this is it. So again, a lot of good info here. A lot of it is repeat, but there was like 3 parts that were really important there. One was the playtime, which is here. 2 was the whole sequence with that they've said it before, but they went into it deeper. That if like you guys can add stuff to it, you guys being platinum, but like Team Ninja has to give the okay on it. That and the fact that they're saying that like you've added all these new mechanics to the game to make it feel modern, and that you have more tools to mess around with, which is always good because more tools means more stuff to do. You're getting more bang for your buck in a literal sense that you have more to offer, right? Video game has more to offer to you to keep your interest, way more skill depth and skill ceiling for you to actually get good at and master. And considering how long it takes for these games to be made, that's a good thing. I would love these games to be like 500 hours long because you might not see it for another decade, right? And that sucks, but that's the reality of it. So I want these games to be jam-packed with as much mechanics that actually feel like the game is still that title. In Ninja Gaiden's case, I want Ninja Gaiden to still feel Ninja Gaiden, but I don't mind that if perfect dodges are in there because I don't have to perfect dodge. I can just slide out of the way, right? The option is still there. I don't mind perfect guards to be there because you cannot use it. You can just do guard counters, which is still there. I've seen people do it. So like the old mechanics are there. They just added stuff on top of it that feels nice, that feels modern, and it's stuff you've already done. And they're like not new either. So if some asshole wants to bring up like, oh my god, Sekiro parry, it's like, dude, fucking Onimusha had this 25 years ago. Perfect dodge, Onimusha had this 25 years ago. these are not new, like groundbreaking ideas. This parrying is not from Sekiro. Parrying has been a fucking thing for so many years, right? Same with dodging. Dodging's been a big thing forever. It's not some new bullshit they added. It's established mechanics that they brought and added to Ninja Gaiden and expanded on them to make it feel better, right? And again, I'm talking, right? They could have implemented this in the most horrible way, but from what I've heard from people that actually played the game, not the case. They love it. It feels awesome, and they cannot wait to play more, right? And I'm sure 99% of the people that are, have a little iffy about getting this game or how it feels, they're gonna get their hands on it on the demo, and you're just gonna completely 180. 99% of you are gonna 180 on this because the way the game feels, completely different thing. What you see on YouTube, on the videos and all that, it's not the same thing. I'll play this first version because it's not new gameplay. But what you see in gameplay, it's not the representative of what you're gonna feel like. You don't feel the impact of that Izuna drop. You don't feel the slashes. You don't hear the slashes. You don't hear it because I muted the video, but I'm saying, as even if you were watching the video with audio, it doesn't feel the same. That if you were sitting home with your headphones on your monitor, on your screen, and all that, and you were just, going at it, flexing the thing. This will be someday, maybe. But yeah, this game will absolutely grab you by the balls. I'm not even going to say when you get your hands on it on demo. I'm sure when the game comes out, if you're still a little iffy about getting it, a little skepticism still there, you're gonna watch people do combo stuff. You're gonna watch people do no damage boss fights. You might even see me do it because I will do it. Like it's an obligation at this point. I always do it with all the games I love. And you're gonna be like, damn, I want to try that. And then eventually you're gonna be like, I'm gonna buy this game on sale and just go have fun with it. And you will have fun with it. So, keep an open mind. It's good to be skeptical about stuff, right? Because the industry has a habit of, shoving things down our throats that we didn't ask or want, right? This is not one of those cases, but when you're scarred for years upon years and over again, you can't help but feel that way, and that's fine, right? But keep an open mind to not be brain dead, to not look at this and be like, "Oh, it looks bad," and then when someone asks you what looks bad about it, and you go like, I don't know, the audio." It's like, dude, things like that. But point aside, this was the news roundup. I don't want to ramble on too much. As always, shout out to everybody that's been an angel on the comment sections on YouTube and Reddit and Twitter. You guys have been awesome. Keep me motivated so much when you guys say like you like the videos and yeah, I'm making you excited about this game. Like you have no idea how much that means to me. Because initially I was expecting this to be like a small thing, right? 100 people watching it, getting hyped, that's whatever. But I've seen thousands of people tuning in for this, and it just makes me like, yeah, I don't mind doing this again tomorrow if they reveal like one piece of information, which is exactly what they've been doing every goddamn day. But I don't mind it. I'm more than happy to provide more videos and content for you guys. So because most of you sound like you're also starving, like me. Like if there is new info, you guys also want to see it, and like yeah, like me too, absolutely me too. But yeah, anyways, this video that I'm watching right now has new content in it. Again, go to Aki Lightning's channel right down here, right? Watch the video yourselves, and if he says it's okay for me to watch it and like show it on stream or on my videos, I'll do it. I'll play it up, and we'll do a little breakdown of it because I've already done a little breakdown of it on the BiliBili, but this is good quality, so yeah, that's that. Anyways, I hope you all have a nice day, nice afternoon, nice night, whatever it is. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you guys next time.